This series presents an interpretive framework for the Tabula Smaragdina, the Emerald Tablet. I use the earliest known Arabic version, assuming a Greek original. Later Arabic and Latin variants, including the Vulgata, contain mistranslations and additions that reflect the translator's own interpretations rather than the original meaning. The text refers to a theory about a force capable of producing wonders, miracles. The main topic is how to create and use an object that harnesses and amplifies this force, what later became known as the Philosopher's Stone. The complete text spans 15 lines, with the first 5 addressing the origin, both the underlying principles and the method for creating the object itself. The first line states, "Truth, no doubt in it, correct." This seems like redundant emphasis. Genuine truth should stand without repeated assertions. Moreover, the next line similarly begins with "indeed." These words actually define the way of truth, a path whose goal is arriving at an accurate conception of reality. The term doubt refers to uncertainty about which direction to take when multiple paths diverge before us. Therefore, no doubt in it signals that this represents the most direct way to truth, while all alternatives lead to dead ends or, at best, unnecessary detours. The word correct that follows indicates this path's reliability. It is not treacherous or unstable, but solid, allowing one to proceed with confidence because it rests on evidence. The creators of the text believed that the concepts were based on lived experience rather than mere speculation. The word "indeed" that opens the second line serves a dual purpose. It provides emphasis while introducing the specific elements that constitute this path toward true understanding of reality. The phrase most famously associated with the Emerald Tablet is "as above, so below." It actually originates from a mistranslation that emerged through interpretive liberties taken by later translators. The Latin Vulgata reads, "Codes inferius est sicut codes superius, et codes superius est sicut codes inferius ad perpetranda miracula rei unius." Newton translated this as, "That which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below, to do the miracles of one only thing." The original Arabic, however, states simply, "the highest from the lowest and the lowest from the highest." Rather than asserting a similarity, the original text emphasizes the distinction between upper and lower realms. This interpretation is supported by the 10th line, which declares, "In it is the power of the highest and the lowest." If these realms were identical, why present them as contrasting extremes? What does the highest from the lowest and the lowest from the highest actually mean? It suggests the highest domain possesses qualities fundamentally different from and superior to the material world below. Yet the text indicates that this highest realm is accessible from the lower domain. The second half of the line reveals that the more strongly this higher power is present within the lower realm, the higher its quality becomes. And the third line then begins by stating that this is how the wonders of the One manifest in the material world. The original text therefore makes no claim that "as above, so below." Instead, it asserts that the quality of the above can be reached, brought down, and in this way established within the below. The third line presents 3 interconnected statements. The work of wonders from the One, as all things were from the One by one governance. So the second line states that the quality of the above can be reached from below, and the quality of the below is determined by how strongly the higher power is present within it. Thus, the quality of the below can be elevated closer to that of the above. This third line's first statement reveals that this is how the wonders of the one operate. This second statement provides the underlying principle. All things originated from the one, both the initial act of creation and through its ongoing processes. The final statement establishes that this potential for connection exists because the world operates under unified governance. This raises two fundamental questions. What exactly is this one? And how has it created, and how does it continuously create all existing things? The philosophical framework underlying the tablet can be understood by examining certain classical thinkers and Hermetic writings. At its core, the text aligns with theories developed by Anaxagoras in the 5th century BCE. The tablet also appears to take for granted that Anaxagoras developed his core ideas as both a critical response to and a development of concepts in Parmenides. The tablet, however, establishes a sharper distinction between above and below than appears in the surviving Anaxagorian fragments. These foundational concepts seem to have been reformulated in light of 3rd century CE teachings associated with Plotinus, or possibly his teacher, Ammonius Saccas. Similar connections emerge in certain texts of the Corpus Hermeticum, many of which can be traced back to Anaxagorian theories and, in some cases, to ideas transmitted through Plotinus. This suggests that the Emerald Tablet's underlying theory originated with a follower of Anaxagoras, one who either placed greater emphasis on the above-below distinction or inherited this emphasis from Anaxagoras himself. These principles were subsequently reinterpreted through concepts we associate with Plotinus. This layering implies two distinct contributors, a master providing comprehensive foundations and a disciple introducing minor interpretations. This pattern mirrors the one found in Poimandres, the first text of the Corpus Hermeticum, where Poimandres, literally the shepherd of men, teaches Hermes Trismegistus. The next part examines these philosophers, their approaches to understanding reality, and how the Emerald Tablet can be interpreted through their conceptual frameworks.